What is my approach to resolving disagreements amongst team members? I'll be honest, I'm very often tempted to lock them in a room and just wait and see who survives. But I'm told that's frowned upon. So what we need to do is, first of all, discover there is an agreement. The problem we have is it's so easy to ignore them. Right? We do it in our personal lives as well as our professional lives. Those disagreements don't go away, they fester, don't they? And at some point, you're going to have a reckoning. So the sooner you have it, the better. So how do we handle them? First of all, we bring them out into the open. We let people know that it's okay to disagree. In fact, it's good, it's healthy, because in those disagreements, we're likely to come up with better answers. There's lots of ways of doing our job. There's lots of things we can bring into our process and add into our products. Okay. There is no right and wrong here. There are better and, well, not better. But there's no best, really, in much of what we do. So options are good, and often conflict arises because of options. So first of all, we want to raise this. Okay, there is a disagreement bubbling under. Okay. Now, I wouldn't be as bold as to just turn around in a retro and say, right, you're clearly about, avoiding a subject. Well, actually, I have done that. But I'm going to try and create an environment where people can talk about it, where people can talk either to me alone, so one-on-one, not coaching, this is a discussion, or as a team, if we're not quite there yet, the one-on-one's available, but I really want to do this as a team. What's going on? I'm sensing something's up. Help me out here. And have them listen to each other. Right? I'm amazed at how many things go away when you just listen. You just take time to shut up and pay attention to what that other person is saying, asking some intelligent questions to further your understanding of their position. So as the Scrum Master, we may or may not be asking those questions, but if we are asking them, please do take a note that you need to work with your team to help them move along in their safety so that they can ask them, maybe help them understand how to ask good questions while you're at it. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and get people to understand, not agree with, just understand where the other party or parties are coming from. What is it that they've got in their mind that you disagree with? What do they disagree about yours? Okay? And try and move it to a constructive discussion. One of the key tools that I'm going to use here is non-violent communication. So one of the ground rules I set in these conversations, either at the start or if they slowly emerge through a meeting, is okay, you can't talk about other people. You can say how you feel, how you responded to that, what you thought. Absolutely, they're all valid, but you can't say what other people think or feel because you don't know. Non-violent communication is a really good way of de-escalating. So violent communication being, you said this, you thought that, very quickly we see people climbing this ladder and going far more aggressively. Whereas if you turn around and say, okay, this happened, it's a fact, and we agree on the fact. This is how I felt because it happened. It takes a special kind of person to invalidate that statement because you're not putting anything on them. You're just saying, we started the daily Scrum late and I feel this way because of it. Or I think that this is going to happen as a consequence. And now we can have a conversation about that. Okay, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. Or I'm not sure that that is what is going to happen. Okay. We can work out how to move forward. We can discuss the situation in front of us. Disagreement is normal. Humans working in what are often pressurized environments, stuff's going to happen. You're going to disagree. You're going to rub each other the wrong way. As a Scrum Master, we have to be aware of it. As it comes about, we have to find ways to surface it. Once we have started the surfacing of that disagreement, we need to ensure that any conversation remains respectful, that doesn't escalate further than it has to. Many people, in my experience, avoid conflict. They would rather bury their head in the sand than have that discussion. But some of the things I've learned over the years really are the waiting is worse than the fact. It's way worse thinking about an upcoming conversation that's going to be full of conflict than actually living through it. And very little really boils down to truly difficult conversations. There'll be awkward conversations. They will be uncomfortable, but they're not going to be intractable. You're likely going to have 3 or 4 options appear through the conversation. The ones from the original side, and very often something better, something in the middle that works for people. Not a compromise, a better option that is really the best of all these options joined together in a way that no one person could see. For me, the role of a Scrum Master is about leaning into conflict, accepting it as part of a high-performing team, and helping that team, yourself included, navigate effectively.